Team Olivar. Both teams have gone up 7-0 without dropping a single set, and this is going to be a really good one that we get to watch.
Yeah, they're now actually both all the way up to 9-0.
9-0, sorry.
The only difference between these two teams now is the fact that Olive has dropped one game, whereas Literal Last Second has not dropped any games. That is the only difference between these two teams, record-wise, up to this point. Important to note that Catherine Newton, right behind them at 8-1, will be tied, theoretically, or almost tied with either of these teams. So, important implications coming up here for whoever wins and loses this map. As we start off on Inkblot Zones, one of the community's favorite Splat Zones map.
See, if this random map controller is the personality that I believe, I say we are going to see some really perfect map mode combinations coming out today. As you mentioned, Inkblot Art Academy on Splat Zones, a pure favorite. Why? Why is it such a favorite within the competitive community?
One of the biggest reasons why is because of the ability for a lot of action to take place. The map has a very simple layout. It's very self-explanatory. And at the same time, a map that goes very back and forth isn't it's just as likely as there is to be a KL. It is also very likely for teams to go back and forth and to have a full 5-minute game happen. So a lot of options in terms of play style, and it's just a map that never seems to disappoint.
That is very true. I think that as a map, it's a lot of fun to watch as well for us on the side of spectating, not quite playing today. It's something that's going to be so much fun. So I'm really excited.
Yep, and as we get into the game here, similar comp coming out from Team Olive as we saw earlier, and Soldier actually running a custom Explosher here instead of running the Squeezer, and Zero running the Kensa Bladder Shot. Meanwhile, Olive running a Kunder with a Splash Charger. Sendo still using that machine, Kensa machine, and looks like Olive is getting a early win on the team fight, but they don't actually have control of the map. And a nice trade coming in between Taylor and Urza that's actually going to benefit last second pickup because they already have control of the zone and they're already down to 60.
Sometimes this is how Team Olive will operate, though. We've seen them come back from, more than 3/4 of the way down in terms of point, and sometimes if Brian can just get in that perfect position and pick off the other team one by one, that is all that they need. Brian does pop this Stingray. Someone coming up off on that left side, so I'm wondering if that's going to distract Brian just a bit. Not able to get any picks from that there, but working to try to get into a good position, but doesn't quite have enough time. So Team Olive has a lot of work that they need to do right now if they want to actually put a penalty on this and stay in this game.
Yeah, an important pick coming out, but I don't know if that's going to be enough as, yeah, that's it. It looks like literal last second coming out to a pretty convincing 1-0 start in the series.
Wow. I'm not shocked at how well literal last second played. I'm more surprised at, even at the very end there, we did see dudes sort of like standing within that plat. Maybe there was something going on that caused them to kind of fizzle for a second, or maybe it was just knowing that, hey, we don't quite have enough time to take this zone back, so let's just, regroup and figure out what's going to happen next.
My guess would be that, dude kind of just knew that the game is no longer winnable and just kind of stopped playing. That's not necessarily unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
So probably just, put the control down, maybe just focus on the next type of thing, reset mentality. As we go into Tower Control Snapper, the most recent tournaments I can think of, Tower Control has actually been a very strong mode for Team Olive. Brian being one of the best Charger players and Stingray users in the game. So that's of benefit to them. Last match, last second pickup did not use a Stingray, so I don't know if Zero is going to switch to a Charger or a Heavy Splatling to have a Ray of their own. See what comes out here, but this mode, definitely more so than Zones, is going to be more in favor of Team Olive if I had to make a prediction.
This map mode is also a lot of fun to watch. So we'll see what these teams are able to do. You're absolutely right with that call from Zero.
Interestingly, Team Olive is opting to run for a Rapid Pro on Sendao. I used to play a lot of Rapid myself. I still think that this map is one of the best Rapid Pro maps, this map and Hotel. It's interesting, though, that their only frontline weapon is a Kensa Undershot. So as soon as that Kensa Undershot gets taken out, they're able to just basically hold forward on that Rapid Pro and get to early picks, middle of the map control, and tower control here. So I'm a fan of the pick. I just don't know if it was the right pick. Then again, 3 members of last-second pickup go down. Olive is going to get map control here.
This is really where Olive is going to shine because of the amount of time that it's taking for literal last second to get back into position here, get a little more map control. It gives Team Olive a little more of an opportunity to push this pretty far. They do make it just to tie with the other push that had happened on literal last second. If they're able to get it one white piece, not quite able to do so, as the timer is going to auto defer to keeping literal last second in the lead right here. Not quite. Commentator's Curse have been doing this all day to these poor teams. Dude goes down on that tower as someone was coming around trying to make sure that Dude wasn't going to be able to hold on to that from Soldier 2. And this is literal last second pickup's opportunity to bring this back.
Taylor doing his best impression of being the cool guy that doesn't look at the explosions, throws a bomb, lets Sendo runs into it, gets a triple right afterwards, gets total map control, gets his missiles. Very well done play by him. That was some neat looking action. Right now, though, we really need him to be a little bit more aggressive, trying to prevent Team Olive from getting any sort of footing as they come in. Moves in, gets a pick on the Charger there, I believe. Really good play. He's still staying alive, still trying to go for fights. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is pushing the tower, getting points on the board. Very good job.
Really nice. Pushing that all the way to 58. Zero decides to jump out before any harm can come to him, which is going to be very, very strong as the tower begins to go back to mid with someone from Team Olive rising on it. Zero gets a nice pick on Dude, though, which is going to be very, very helpful for literal last second as 2 of them do go down. So it's going to be a lot harder for them to get back into mid now with Olive pretty much spread out and in a very strong position to hold this section down.
Yeah, it literally looks like the idea coming out from Team Olive is supporting Urza's squad. I see just about someone always with Urza, at least one person always trying to help Urza get in. And it looks like when they do that, they are doing well. When last second can find Urza isolated and potentially get a pick on him before a teammate can come assist, that is when last second starts doing well. So it seems to be this kind of dynamic play where the teams have 2 different goals here. And again, tower control being something that does favor that more coordinated play style. For example, Zero using the Stingray here, isolated, and now that he didn't really get any pressure with it done, is now getting pressured, although it looks like Sendao overcommits to it and gets punished. 2 members were down for Team Olive. Another opportunity for last second to make some pushes here. And I think that the aggression coming out from last second is just overwhelming the strategy that Team Olive wanted to bring to this game.
I absolutely agree with you. Their aggression has been on point, so strong, and the amount of Stingrays that Zero has come up with because of that is really doing a lot for them too. Zero making sure that they're constantly in a good position to just continue to paint, build a Stingray, use it for aggression, whether it's making a push for the tower or not, because they are constantly getting those picks with the Stingray, even if it's just one. And that's exactly what we want to see from a team when you're going up against a Stingray user like Brian, who we've mentioned, who is so strong with that as a special weapon.
Yeah, and even now, this aggression, some members of last second were going down, but the others didn't decide to run away. They stayed in for the fight, and the longer they survived, the respawning members were able to jump in, and now the tower's still on that side of the map, and they're still trying to push and gain points. Something of note is the fact that last second pickup has cleared 2 checkpoints to the none of Team Olive. So even if Team Olive is able to get a push in the last 20 seconds, they're going to have to clear 2 checkpoints and then some now. Zero getting a huge double kill as they're distracted by Taylor's aggression, and we're now down to 10 seconds. This is going to be it.
I don't think, even if, as you said, if Olive had the time, they just wouldn't be able to quite do it. And with those beautiful picks from Zero, it's really not going to happen. Another one going down. It's just a constant fall over for Team Olive there. And this is literal last second taking the second game and the set over Team Olive.
Yeah, honestly, two rather convincing games coming out of them over Team Olive, and now they are in sole possession of first place.
I think if the members of literal last second pickup were not on separate teams already, this would be a really nice team to be able to see them continue to play together.